Today, let's walk through some tips and tricks for sewing with knit, as well as 3 projects to get you started. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today we are talking about knit materials. With fall coming up, I feel like this is the time you start to see knit dresses, knit turtlenecks, all of these really fun knit projects, but knit is different than woven material and can be a little intimidating. So let's talk about some tips and tricks to get you started. First, knit stretches. So as you can see here, I have some quilting cotton. There is no stretch to this, right? That is a woven fabric. It does not really stretch, but as you can see here with this knit, I have a little bit of it and it is stretching. You can also see it starts to roll a little bit on itself. That's another way that you can sometimes tell like a thin knit is that it does have this ability that it is stretchy, it's comfortable, and because of that, you're going to need to use a different needle in your sewing machine. So you're specifically going to want a ballpoint or a knit needle. So with knit, if you use a regular type of needle, like a universal needle, this can actually snag your material. And the ballpoint needle is going to allow it not to be snagging and it will have a much better stitch going through. Now they do come in different sizes as the knit can range from a thin knit to a really heavy knit as well. Now, next let's talk about the presser foot. So as you know, I do a lot of different videos on presser feet, and that's because different presser feet work with different type of fabric. So for example, with knit fabric, because it does have that stretch, your sewing machine has little feed dogs on the bottom that help move the fabric, but there's nothing on top. So if you use a regular presser foot, that's going to stretch your fabric out over time, so you want to use a knit foot or a walking foot. So this is a knit foot. As you can see, it has that bar on the top of it, and what this is doing is it's helping to guide your fabric from both the top as well as your machine is guiding it from the bottom, so it reduces that stretch. So as you can see here, the knit foot isn't too much different in size overall. It does have that large bar at the top, but the bottom looks very similar to your normal presser foot, so this is a really great option, and I will include a link in case you're interested in getting one for yourself. But besides a knit foot, you can also get a walking foot. Now, a walking foot, as you can tell, is a lot bigger than your regular presser foot. There's a lot more going on, but it follows the same mechanics as that knit foot does, where it is helping to guide the fabric from both the top and then your machine is guiding it from the bottom. So you can see it has the little ability that when your machine is going up and down, it's going to be guiding the fabric along the way, very similar to your knit foot. Now, a walking foot does cost a little bit more money, so if you are just getting started with knits, I would highly recommend probably that knit foot instead of going all the way for a walking foot, but I do have videos on both in case you want even more information to help you decide which one you want to try out. Now that we've talked about the type of presser foot you need, let's actually go to our sewing machine and talk about the stitches. Because knit does stretch, you can't use just your regular straight stitch. You're going to want to use a zigzag stitch or a lightning stitch. Now, different sewing machines have these listed in different ways. Sometimes you'll just have the option for a zigzag stitch and then you can do different sizing. The lightning stitch, that smaller stitch, is very equivalent to like your straight stitch, but this would then allow you to have some stretch and give in your fabric. Whenever you're in doubt though, just go with that zigzag stitch as that's going to work just as well for you and give you that stretch and the needed ability to move your fabric as well. Now with all of that said, we can now start to talk about maybe a few different projects for you to try out. So one of my favorite projects, especially when you're first learning to use knits, is a book cover, as you don't actually need that much material. Now as you can see on this book cover, I actually did serge this. So serging is another way that you can work with knit materials. I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video as not everybody has a serger, but a serger does allow you to still have the stretch in your material, finish off your edge, and it can give a really clean and easy look. But I do have a whole video on how you can make a book cover just using your sewing machine, and it's very easy and very fun. Now in addition, you can also make a headband. That's another option, and I'll include a link to that video too. But then my final project for you would just be a simple knit skirt. So you could make this a maxi length skirt, and I'll include a link to a video for that. But very easy to do as you're just taking a hem at the bottom. Because knits don't really unravel, you don't even need to do a rolled hem. I did a rolled hem here though, and then you'll be taking a seam on the side as well as adding a casing for some elastic. And once you do all of that, you could have your own knit skirt. So a very simple project, very easy to do. I would highly recommend trying it out. And whenever you're sewing with knits, just be sure you're using that zigzag stitch. Check out the links below to my blog as well as my Amazon storefront for even more information on knit fabrics. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.